Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Woke Wars.
Wars.
Good to
What
see
do
you,
we do?
brother.
Good to see you. We
right,
roll
man.
credits.
Roll credits. What do you think we can expect from now on? And
See-
what are the controversies that are surrounding the fact that he bought Twitter?
Well, people are afraid that free speech is going to be affected like it wasn't before. So Elon, his vision was to have a very uncensored platform, transform Twitter what it would be the equivalent of a modern day city hall, like in America. And I'm not sure if this was true such as a tradition in Europe, but the little towns, the little villages would gather around and debate problems that were affecting their daily lives, or if a criminal was caught,
Right.
all the town would get together, like, what should we do with this person? Should we banish them? Should we do this? Should we do that? And a lot of the times, you can discuss policy or, talk about small government. That's kind of like what small governments looks like. Everybody from a small community gets together and decide on the future of your own congregation or your own community. So bringing to the modern day times, I think, and I may be mistaken, but this is how I understand the whole situation. You have this person who understands the importance of the dialogue and the importance of maybe not taking sides in any particular discussion
Right.
and just let information flow.
Right.
He does not see that happening, and therefore he was that's what gave him the motivation to get into this thing that is a huge debacle with doing buying, not buying, figuring out, because he also a capitalist, so he wants the company to be profitable, right? So he has to, in a way, make the business work. And apparently Twitter in the past 10 years has only turned a profit to 2 of those 10 years. So 8 years
Wow.
as a loss. And so financially it's not there.
Right.
So
That's why I think the first thing he did is
let's fire
fire a
half the
bunch
people.
of executives.
It's
Do you think that was ideologically driven, or it's a pure business move? Do you
this is
think?
pure speculation.
Speculation, right?
Yesterday, I so there's a channel that it's very subversive. It's my daily dose of cynicism. It's Jake Tran. He's a big YouTuber. I've been watching him for a bunch of years now, and he, like these YouTubers have these trends, and he went from 1 million to 1.5 million followers in a very short amount of time. So he broke the $1 million barrier only a few months ago, if I'm not mistaken. Time is blurry at these points. He finally put out a video about Elon, and then he breaks it down in such a cynical way. I love it because it's like sticking the knife and twisting it, and you're like, oh my god, this is so accurate. This is too true, So one of the things that he framed the problem, and I recommend you guys go watch the video because it's really good video. He frames a problem. It was a purely financial endeavor, right? So like you had like the CEO of the company. We have the CEO of the company taking like $30 million, yearly wage, and all these other people. So these top people are developing in what he describes as like a chat box of 140 characters, and they have like this overhead. They pay so much to their 4,000 or 7,000 employees.
Right.
There's so much money going into these. The average wage is $150,000 if you work at Twitter. And I'm quoting these numbers. If these numbers are wrong, then my sources is wrong. Don't hate me for that. But so the amount of money that goes just to paying off the people who are managing the system, and of course this is a gross oversimplification because there's probably lots of important things that are highly technical, and you need like top talent and top experts. But one of the things that apparently happens in Silicon Valley, according to this video, is the fact that investors will always want to have top talent in their companies.
Right.
Because that reflects, like, if we have the brightest minds, if we have the brightest talent, then the chances of our investment like skyrocketing and just being a great thing and 10xing, 100xing, whatever xing your investment, the chances are much higher, right? So regardless of what's happening, they want the top people, and the top people charge top dollar.
Yeah.
Right? Because especially in the tech world, these are billion-dollar companies who can afford to pay these, or quote unquote can afford, because they're clearly not turning a profit, and that's kind of like the point of any corporation, is to make money.
Mm-hmm.
So is this a decision that's purely based on numbers? Yeah.
Okay.
You can totally make a case for that. There might be some spite because he was trying to face off of these people and he got cornered into
Right.
having to buy the company at one point, and he wanted to back out, and it's like he wouldn't get the official numbers. He had this problem with how many fake accounts are actually on Twitter, because our estimate is this, but if you're telling me that the estimate is much bigger, this changes the whole business model. It adds another layer to the problem, and I don't think the Twitter board and the Twitter as a company was very transparent in getting that information to the potential buyer.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of animosity. So
Yeah, I
it was a
remember
definition
that.
of a hostile takeover.
Yeah.
Like they didn't want to get bought, but they were bought out.
So that justifies the sink.
But that's like a dad joke. That's like if you guys
yeah, I
have
know, it's,
you get the
it
dad
was funny
joke.
though. It was funny to
I thought
see
it was funny,
the
yeah.
guy just basically carrying a sink
Yeah.
into a huge company like Twitter.
Let that sink in.
Let that sink in. And I think it was like sort of like a. Do you think it was more of a provocation?
It's a pun. It's like a hilarious pun. Like for me, because
Right.
I'm a dad joke fan, so
Me
I
too.
appreciate that kind of humor. My friends hate me, but that runs in the family. So I thought it was hilarious.
That's why we get along. But yeah, and also I think you mentioned something about the importance of owning a communication company that is so so big and influences so many people like Twitter, you know. So that may be another reason, because
we'll see.
we understand that it's the world is inflamed politically right now, and one of the tools for communication and to disseminate information, it is through social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. So that's why I think he mentioned that, he didn't say it without words, but he said it's going to be important to have ownership of such a powerful communication tool,
Right.
because of the times that we live in.
Yeah. I mean, you can think there's like if you're gonna lean on can we call it conspiracy theory? If you're like more prone to it, you can imagine how
Conspiracy?
what
No, what?
if you own a medium of communication, you people are gonna imagine that you have firsthand, or you have like your fingers in the whole publication, and you decide what goes, what doesn't go, which can be true. It's definitely in the realm of possibility. I hear that the Washington Post, that's owned by Bezos and Amazon, doesn't write bad things about Amazon. So there's clearly like a certain bias to management.
I guess, yeah.
Would it be better if they said bad things? Maybe there are not that many bad things that they have to say about the thing. It's suspicious. So another example, what happened a couple of days, apparently Alejandro Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, got into a sort of like a Twitter feud with Elon. And I got to say, honestly, I like both of them. I know.
Oh my god.
I think, honestly, I don't understand the beef. Or I do understand sometimes it's like I see some things that like, whoa, what's going on here? But some things are less excusable than others. I look at Elon sort of like as this brilliant entrepreneur that has like huge visions, and he's very actionable. He actually makes stuff happen. Like you see all these billionaires, nobody else that I know of put rockets in space and created this amazing life-changing technology. So he should be. You say what you say about billionaires. If you don't understand how money works, you're gonna resent. Like, oh, this guy has 44 or 66 or how many billions of dollars. That's too much money for a person to has. Go look it up. We'll talk about it some other time, or maybe we'll talk about it today. That's not how. He doesn't have money, cash money. He has like stock options that are valued at a certain point, and that reflects on his net worth. But he can't just cash out. He can get loans against his assets, but he doesn't really have that money. So it's a different sphere of how finance works when you have a lot of assets in a big portfolio, rather than you and me who have to work for our dollar and that's all we have. It's like whatever we have in our bank account, that's really our, and there's not a lot we can do with it except for exchange it with services or goods. But when you own a house, when you own like a piece of a company, you can go borrow against that, and you can get money tax free because it's not really earned money, so it's not applicable to capital gains or whatever type of taxable income. Hello everybody, and thank you for watching until the end. This has been Woke Wars, and I hope you liked our conversation. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Tell us what you'd like to hear us talk about next. Also, check out some of our other episodes. We post every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We will see you on the next one.